It's past midnight. We've been driving for the last 2+ hours. Subscriber reached out to us. He needed help rehoming a fish. Wait till you see what we got. What's going on, fish keepers? George from SFA Cichlids here. During this weekend, we got a surprise message from one of our subscribers through Instagram. He asked if we knew anyone who would want his fish or if we would take it. The fish he wanted to rehome was beautiful. After talking it over with my girlfriend and making space for a quarantine tank, we agreed to meet up the next day. The tank that you can see here in the background is what we actually set up for him. It's a 24-gallon nanocube tank. We used to have our group of yellow labs here. We had 3 yellow labs in total, but I recently sold them. I got them sold sometime last week, and this is another little rescue that we have, just rehabilitating him for the time being. He got into a pretty nasty fight and got most of his tail fin nipped off, and the side fins were almost gone, but I was able to set him in this tank by himself. He's been in there for a couple weeks and he's doing just fine. So it's now the next day and we're supposed to meet up for the fish. I know he told me he had to work until like 6 p.m. and I got kind of complicated too, so I wasn't able to start heading out until like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And granted, it was a 60-mile trip one way, so 120 miles round trip, and it took us forever to get there. I think we ended up getting there sometime right before 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. I forget. We had a nice talk. He came out with the fish. He actually had the fish in a critter cage. You're about to see the fish right now, guys. It is absolutely stunning, and the rescue part of this is we actually rescued the other fish in his tank from this guy, because this guy was being the biggest bully. He was the tank boss. You can see it is an OB Fryeri, at least 6 inches long. This is a big fish, so as soon as he gave us the opportunity to pick him up and we could help each other out, I was on it. If you're new to the channel and like this type of content, consider subscribing. It's absolutely free, and you can unsubscribe later if you want to. And if you do like this video, please do me a favor and give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Tell me what your favorite part was. So the fish made it just fine. You saw in the beginning of the video we used the bucket and the aerator method. We could use a bag, but we'd have to double bag it, and I think the bucket is just a little more comfortable for him. Just remember, when you do that, make sure you have a top, or I just put a towel over the top just in case he tries to jump out. So the plan for this guy is pretty much to keep an eye on him for the next week and eventually put him into the 120-gallon tank. Now, as some of you may know, we have 3 other type of Fryeris in there. We have an iceberg, a white knight, and a regular Fryeri that already all 3 of them fight each other, but it's nothing too crazy. So when we add him in here, it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, how the tides turn, how this guy's gonna go from being the biggest bully and always being in timeout in somebody else's tank and seeing how he does in our tank. I think he's gonna do fine in our tank because our tank boss currently is our Venustus, and he's 8 inches plus. Like, nobody wants to mess with that guy, and he kind of just makes sure nobody's killing each other. They do flash and they do pick some scales off every once in a while, usually on water changes, especially if they're hungry, but that's normal. That's them just, you know, playing around a little rough. So definitely look forward to that video sometime next week. And if you're not subscribed, you might want to do that so you don't miss out on that video. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well. While I was talking to the previous owner of the fish, he mentioned how he didn't just want to give the fish away to a pet store. And I truly understand that, because first of all, the pet store is most likely not going to give you any money for the fish. Maybe for a fish like this, they'll give you $10-20 bucks at most. But then the pet store is gonna sell the fish just to anyone, you know, and they're gonna make a big money from this fish. I'd rather the fish go to a good home. And like I told him, if you ever want to see your fish in the future, all he has to do is watch my YouTube videos, because he's gonna be in that big tank. I want to thank you again for reaching out and giving us the opportunity to go get this fish. Well worth the drive, and it's cool, you know, meeting another subscriber. I think I recorded some pretty awesome footage of this guy. He's not very still, and it's not a big tank either, so it's kind of hard to capture the best of him. But he looks great, especially with this green algae on the background. I just love how the colors pop. If you noticed it there, but the two tanks are side by side, and I'm kind of seeing the yellow lab and him not eyeing each other down every once in a while. I don't know what's up with that. That about sums up the video. I really hope you did enjoy it, and thank you for watching. I'm gonna leave you with a couple suggestions here at the end. On the right is my most recent video, and I've currently been working on updating a lot of my playlists. So the playlist on the left is gonna have all our new fish and unboxings and things like that, so go check that out if you like. And until the next one.